In a world where sage advice is offered up on the side of a coffee cup, a quotation about a deep truth somehow, well, seems odd. But this one touched me. A friend who supported me through a major crisis in my life gave me a coaster. Printed on it was, "Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain." Dancing. My ballet class was Saturday mornings. The junior class wore pink leotards, and when we earned our toe shoes, we wore royal blue. I remember sewing on the silky satin ribbons that would hold my point shoes in place. It was the first time I'd touched satin. There weren't many opportunities in my family for such a thing. I still love the feeling of pulling my shoulders back, lengthening my neck, fully stretching my body, and floating my arms overhead and spinning on my toes in the middle of my kitchen. Trying to look effortless, but focusing every muscle to create the perfect angles at my elbow, wrist, and hand. Beautiful. Music makes it sublime. In school, we square and folk dance to scratchy 75 RPM records, falling in heaps of giggling adolescents when a wrong turn or a misstep resulted in the collapse of the entire dance into a chaotic mess. Then discos came along and we were dancing queens. Pure movement. Free of the choreography of our school days, it felt like the room was coming apart at the seams as we jumped to our feet and flooded the dance floor at the opening notes of a popular song. Movement to music. There are so few things that bring me such pure joy. These days, it's Zumba that has captured my heart. My personal zeitgeist is one of cool but friendly elegance, in my mind anyway. Audrey Hepburn was my style icon. So the Zumba vibe took a little getting used to. I had to let go of some silly ideas. Zumba is my tribe now. I feel supercharged at the end of class. My feet barely touch the ground as I bounce out the door. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty terrible at it, but I don't care. Like all classes these days, instructors tailor the program to your needs. You're a beginner? Just watch their feet and forget about their arms. Sore knees? Do the low impact version. I've even seen Zumba aquafit classes online. Maybe I'll go on a Zumba cruise, an endocrine high for a whole week. I move in many ways, but dance is different. It distinguishes itself as special from other forms of movement because dance is emotion expressed through movement, choreographed to music. So what additional benefits are accrued through dance? The physical benefits are pretty clear. We experience better cardiovascular health, but all forms of movement done at high enough intensity for long enough provide that. And although dance will maintain muscle tone, if your goal is to build strength training is probably better. So what sets dance apart from even the traditional forms of exercises like jogging, cycling, or swimming? Dance provides additional benefits in the forms of physical, emotional, and cognition that other forms of exercise just don't. When we dance, we move in ways we seldom move in our daily lives. We skip, we hitch, we slide both left and right. We jump and leap and spin. We walk backwards. We bend our knees, raise our arms, and flex our back. And this is by no means a comprehensive list. As we age, we find ourselves tipping or tripping or outright falling. We begin to lose confidence in our ability to keep our balance. In order to prevent falls, we have to, 1, keep our core muscles, thigh, hamstrings, butt, abdominals, and back, and those small muscles that our body uses to stabilize us, strong. And 2, continue to challenge the vestibular system responsible for keeping us upright, located in our ears. Dancing offers a range of motion that allows us to accomplish both. There was a vibrant 80-plus-year-old woman who lived in my building. Every day I would see Margaret walking. If it was cold or raining, she walked the hallways. I had a conversation where she talked about her friends complaining about their aches and pains. Her advice to her sedentary friends was get out and move. So if I may borrow a page from your playbook, Margaret, get out and dance. Our muscles and organs are surrounded by a white sheath called fascia, which serves as connective tissue. As we age, fascial tissue tends to stick together. Our fascia are full of pain receptors, just about more than any other tissue in the body. The fast movements in dance can keep our fasciae supple. Blood to our tendons and ligaments improves with regular dancing. This improves our flexibility and protects our joints. Walking can get boring. Dance allows for a much greater range of movement, so why not dance? With so many of us struggling with our weight, can dance be part of a weight management strategy? Dance is an aerobic activity, which is important for our cardiovascular health, but it also burns fat. In 1 hour of dance, we can burn an average of 330 calories. Zumba clocks in at 400 calories, and competitive dancers burn 800 calories. It is too simplistic to think of weight management as counting calories, but it can certainly be part of the plan. By far, the greatest advantage that dancing has over other forms of exercise is the positive impact on our emotional well-being. I don't think it's news that at the very top of the list for healthy aging is strong social engagement. Generally, we dance together either as a couple or as in a group. Based on extensive research, endorphins are released when we have positive experiences, making us feel good. Thus, my lighter-than-air step after dance class. Synchronous movement, when we match our movement to that of others, conditions us to develop a positive attitude toward the people with whom we just dance. We bond. We see those with whom we dance as more trustworthy. One of our deepest human needs is our need to feel accepted, to feel we belong. When we dance together, we eventually become part of a group that perhaps even part of a community. We move from the me to we. Interestingly, dance promotes empathy. Synchronization is, after all, mutual imitation that demands everyone's empathy and promotes mutual understanding. If you remember our definition of dance as emotion expressed through movement, when we dance, we begin to understand the language of emotion embedded in the movement. Research tells us that with dance training, we are able to read the emotions behind a person's demeanor better and be more empathetic to how they are feeling. Do I dare say dance has the power to make us better people? My Zumba instructor was explaining a particular move ahead of class so as not to, as she put it, mess with our brain during the dance. My response was, that is exactly why I take the class. If we want to remain mentally fit as we age, we must continue to challenge our brains. Research shows people who are lifelong learners as being less susceptible to problems with cognition and memory. Music in itself is an enormous stimulation for our brain. Many studies have shown that it decreases stress and enhances concentration. Music and movement triggers the production of endorphins. Dopamine is released, followed by serotonin. The result of this is a feeling of contentment, increased motivation, and a feeling of physical well-being. This is the chemical cocktail that gives us that flow experience. Runners call it the runner's high. The outside world falls away and we're caught up in the moment, reducing stress. When we string together a series of movements in time to music, our brain goes into overdrive. It must activate its perception of time and regularity to recognize the rhythm in the music. We must concentrate on and imitate the correct sequence of steps and arm movements. We must watch our fellow dancers so as to maintain formation and not to collide. A lot is going on at the same time. Coordination is happening on more than one level. Imitation, logic, sense of timing, memory, and spatial awareness. Each moment demands a decision when we dance. Christensen and Chang, in their book, Dancing is the Best Medicine, describes how our brains change when we learn a new dance. Our brain maintains its ability to establish new neural networks into old age. We learn by doing something repeatedly. And if neurons fire together often enough, they form neural networks. The more a sequence is repeated, the stronger the connection becomes. As new sequences are added, the wider the neural network becomes. This is generally how we learn. But what fires together, wires together. With so much happening in the brain at the same time, the wiring together of all that input to create the final performance makes dance pretty unique, special even. Wrapping up, it seems to me if we strip it all down, all that is really important is that feeling of well-being that comes with accomplishing something together. It is that feeling that will keep you coming back, and the rest will follow. In the meantime, my friends, fair winds.